Because of its exceptional talking ability and intelligence, the African grey parrot is the most popular of the large parrots kept as pets. Once abundant in West Africa, the species has declined rapidly due to the loss of its habitat and the international pet trade. Although Ghana has tried to ban the trade in this species, thousands of African grey parrots, known as red tails, are smuggled out every year via nearby Côte d'Ivoire and Togo, destined for the international pet trade. In November 1992, EIA was asked by the Ghanaian government to examine this illegal trade. Parrot specialists have stated that it would take years of study to understand fully the effects of trade on a parrot population. So far, there have been only 45 days of study of the grey parrot in Ghana. Factors such as density, reproduction, habitat requirements and mortality remain unstudied. However, it has been acknowledged that past trade, both legal and illegal, has depleted the population. In practice, it is profits, not science, that have governed the trade.
But don't forget the businessman is never satisfied.
Wild birds inevitably suffer in the trade process. They're caught by a method known as liming. Sticks smeared with glue are placed in a treetop. From a hide, the trapper uses tame call birds to attract the wild parrots. Seen here in South America, the process is very traumatic for the parrots. Liming can result in broken wings or legs. Plumage is often severely damaged and the sticky line can be difficult to remove. Other species are often caught by mistake. In West Africa, this Senegal kingfisher was caught while attempting to trap wild African grey parrots. Such bycatches cannot be prevented. The bird is unlikely to survive the ordeal. It may die of stress or be released still covered in glue. It may be eaten as it has no value to the trapper. Conditions for the birds in trade are often appalling. They're often filthy and overcrowded. Disease can kill many birds. Problems transporting wild birds by air mean that 100 airlines now refuse this deadly cargo. This has helped to reduce trade levels, but airlines like Air Afrique and Ghana Airways keep the trade alive. The birds arrive in the US quarantine distressed and exhausted. When Ghana allowed exports of parrots, 26% were either dead on arrival or died during quarantine. Experiments suggest that some parrots may have a level of intelligence previously found only in dolphins and primates. But pet parrots are often kept alone in a cage with little stimulation. These, in a parrot sanctuary, have plucked out their own feathers from boredom, loneliness and stress.
That has to be balanced up with the cost that may be going into the project. Would it be a better use of that money to provide rural employment or something like that.
What we would like to do is sit down with you to look at a number of things. One, the problems associated with your plan of opening up trade again, what we believe would happen, and tell you what we've seen elsewhere.
Daily. He says if you can get Nicholas to write something in the article, that anybody wishing to donate anything for the jungles can come along with it there. He says we'll keep a biggie box.
And look at other ways of perhaps bringing in income relating to the African grey parrot.
Without
exporting them.
I mentioned to you earlier that we had a marvellous time going and seeing the parrots in their actual habitat, in the dugout canoe. It was a marvellous experience. And I think there's a lot of room
for development.